Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and the final video on the little 2012 Ford KA Titanium. I will get it out there, I keep tripping over these teeth. So in the last video, we pulled it, put that quarter panel in and pretty much got it ready to go. Well, it is ready to go, it's just about to go to the paint shop. I've had the wheel refurb, that's in my van, that come out amazing. So we're going to be having the quarter panel painted, rear bumper and this pillar running right the way across the roof there, and it will probably be blended into that door. Round the front is all fine. We did just have a quick walk around it to see what we was having done. There is quite a nasty scratch in the passenger door there, so we're also going to be having that done while it's there. This quarter panel looks fine, but it's possibly going to have to blend it because of that door. There's also quite a lot of little chips down the edge. Me and Chris did just pull off the spoiler. It looks like somebody's put it on. There's a bit of an afterthought, and the paint finish on it, as you can see, is terrible. So we're going to be having that done as well. We've got the rear bumper there that's going to need doing. So we're just going to load it up, get it round the paint shop, hopefully get it done. This, like I say, this is probably going to be the final video. So we'll be back once we get back from the paint shop. And there we go, all back from paint. The spoiler's in the back, along with a bumper. We had that done, that spoiler, because it was quite horrible, wasn't it? If you remember in the previous video, it looked like it had been done with a rattly can, but that's now all done. The bumper's all done. The back there's all been seam sealed and blown in, as has the quarter panel. He did forget to do the cap. I'll put it on the front floor well in the passenger side, so I did forget to do that, but he's going to get that done tonight, he said, and I can pick that up tomorrow. We have got to wait for Liam to come and chuck that window in, so I think in the meantime we can crack on and start the process of putting all this back together. But he's made a nice job of it all in here. It all looks lovely, and there's no sign there of any join whatsoever, and of course there's no sign in there either, so you would genuinely never know. It has been sat around for quite a while, this one, so let's get it straight in the workshop and hopefully get it all back together. It wouldn't be a Salvage Rebuilds video without coming down to Kent Auto Salvage, would it? So we laid everything out there, started the process, and I thought I had everything ready for that car. And Chris said, yeah, I've noticed a couple of bits, the rear wheel arch liner, and we actually cut the quarter off that other white one over there and took the wheel arch liner off it. But Chris said that little bolt under there, little 10mm goes on there, little plastic, you can see there, is actually broken on ours. So I need to get this wheel arch liner out. And we can't fit the fuel cap because that goes in first before the wheel arch liner. So I need to whip down and pick that up as well. And also, if you remember, guys, I had to actually break all of the locking wheel nuts off of our car. So we're going to need 4 wheel nuts for it. I don't think we need anything else. We've got the catch for the seat. We can put that in. We get those bits for now and then hopefully crack on. But yeah, Chris is at the workshop doing a bit of fitting up. So hopefully we get quite a bit done. We got hit by a summer shower there. We're absolutely soaked. Got the wheel, that's all sorted out. Picked that up with a tyre on it. Got the wheel bolts and the wheel arch liner there. So just the cap to get and we're good to go. Well, I got caught out there in that little bit of rain, but nothing to worry about. We've laid everything out. We now know that we've definitely got all of the parts. It was only a couple of silly bits I had to grab round Mark's, and he was quite happy to give me that wheel arch liner because we actually bought that other one from him when we bought the quarter panel. So while I was gone, Chris actually fitted that rear bumper bar, and as you can see now, it's in the correct colour as well. And that's one of the colour match cans we used on that one. And you can also see he actually fitted that spoiler as well, and done a nice fit of that, because the paintwork wasn't nice on it before, and it was actually too close, and it had actually marked the paint in the quarter panel. So all of that's done. We're now going to move on to the interior. Chris has done a little bit of a video of the inner quarter panel as well, so we'll add that in. Let's crack on and get the interior done. You're seeing that little bit of time lapse there, guys. Chris cracked straight on and got all of that put back together. There was a reason why we both wasn't in here doing it. I was sitting actually outside doing a bit of editing. It's very, very quick. And as you can imagine, it's quite a small car. So we'll only be getting in each other's way. And of course, we both need exactly the same size tools. So we'll end up with a lot more tools out. Also, Liam just popped in and fitted that quarter light window, so that's all now done. We can actually move on and get it finished, get the back bumper built up. We get that done, get that little bracket on. We didn't have the right size rivets, but Chris popped out this morning to Tool Station and picked some of them up. So let's crack on and get all of that done. Nearly there with it. We're pretty much there with it now. We got these two little parts. You remember we took those off of the brake pipes when we was underneath it in the last video. We got to get it up on the ramp and get those on. But for the most part, it is all back together. So there's a couple, yeah, we've got to put those trays on, and we had one bent bolt when we was putting the axle back on, wasn't we?
Yes.
And I've got that in the van, so we'll get that fitted as well. But apart from that, it's all booked in for an MOT as well. Let's get them last little bits fitted on. What a lovely little car it's turned out to be. It went straight through the MOT, and I really think these are underrated little cars. They drive so nice. Something that did slip mine and Chris's, well, we didn't actually see it, and now it is all clean. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's that wheel. You know, we had the other one refurbished, but that wheel is actually terrible. I don't know how we missed that, mate, to be honest. Must have been rushing around, but it is going to need a new wheel, a refurb on that wheel, so we will get that done. There is going to be a couple of little bits that I am going to need to do off camera. I'm not going to get them done in this video. Number one being the remote key doesn't lock and unlock the car, so that's obviously got a dead battery. And the other little thing that's really annoying, I'm leaving the door open so hopefully you can hear it. quite bad, really annoying. I did stop and put a little bit of petrol in it, but it's still quite low. But such a lovely little car. CD, air conditioning, and it all works lovely. Start, stop, USB, electric mirrors. It's got everything you're going to need in a car on this one. So I'll tell you what, let's just get it out and give it a little road test. Guys, it is going to be a little tiny bit noisy because I've had to crack the window. We were steaming up where they've just valeted it. It has got a little bit damp in here. So when I was just doing that bit back at the yard about little niggly bits that are going to want doing on it, there was one bit I couldn't show till we got out on the road. We're going in a straight line, Chris. Have a look at that steering wheel.
Yep.
It is miles out. I don't know what's happened now. Somebody may have put a lower arm on it or a steering arm, but that is quite far out. But apart from that, like I said earlier, everything works. Aircon blows ice cold, really smooth through the gears, all changes up and down. The clutch is nice. We have just sprayed up that clutch arm, so hopefully that squeaking does stop, because that is annoying. And of course, when I have it tracked up, we're going to get that wheel refurbed, but I'm going to wait until we get that wheel refurbed first, just to make sure there's no buckles in it or anything like that, because it's going to want balancing. I don't know if you can feel that through the car, that slight vibration.
Yeah.
It's certainly not as smooth as the Club Sport BMW, but they are what they are, and like I said, I think they're underrated. They are basically a Fiat 500, aren't they? I think we've gone down that road before. But they drive, I think they actually drive a little bit better than the Fiat 500. And I actually think it's got a little bit more on it. So, I suppose that leaves us to... I'll do all these little bits off camera. But in the meantime, let's just go back to the yard and crunch the numbers, eh? Let's do it. Just before we sit down and do the numbers on the little KA, I actually wanted to give a little bit of an update on the Peugeot 108, purely because quite a lot of people do keep asking, is the 108 sold, or when is it going on Instagram for sale? Because as you know, we actually finished this car. It's completely done. There's no more videos on it. And the only reason it is still sitting here is because I actually applied for a logbook for it. It's free road tax. I was going to tax it and actually do a little bit of running around in it and then put it up for sale. But you couldn't make this up. We bought this from Copart. I've double checked the listing. Category S, insurance total loss. So I went to the post office, filled out the V62, ticked the Category S box, sent off the V62 and applied for a logbook. I actually got off the phone to them a couple of days ago, and our application was actually rejected, and that's why it's taken so long. It's the application's been sat there, and the car's actually a Category N, so they rejected it because I never included the £25 logbook fee. So I've actually just got to go around the post office and tax it with the V62, pay the £25, and then just wait for the V5 to come, or sell it as it is and let the next person do it. Haven't decided yet, but that's the story with the little 108. Let's go and crunch them numbers. I was just walking in then from the Peugeot, and I thought, do you know what, I might as well give you an update on a couple of little bits. So this van, some people do still keep asking what is happening with this vehicle. So for those of you that have been following for a long time will know that we was converting this to a micro camper. Chris filled out all the paperwork, sent the V5 in to the DVLA, and that was rejected as well. They have changed the law on conversions to motorhomes, and Chris said that he wanted it all done properly. So that's out the window now. We do plan, when we get 5 minutes, is jumping in there, fitting all the seats back in, going right through it, getting it MOT'd, and then we'll be putting that one up for sale at a later date. Little automatic petrol. And the front panel arrived from Nissan, the most expensive front panel in the world, £230. And look guys, it turned up in black primer, and we thought it was going to be that colour. So let's get inside. Couple of little bits guys before we crunch the numbers. while I'm doing that, you are going to hear Chris in the background. He's still hard at it. And it's right, do a little sneak peek, Chris, I suppose, isn't it? One to look forward to. I know you've all been asking for it. So Chris is currently working on the abandoned Ford Focus in the background. And it's going to be the one that you've all been looking forward to, the underside of it. What is it really like? So, anyway, the next thing, sorry, Chris, what was that chap's name? Carl. Guys, we actually got sent in this when we hit the 200,000 subscribers from a guy called Carl, and it's the car that I actually started the channel with, the 360 Ferrari, for the 200,000 subscribers. So just wanted to say thank you very much for that, really appreciate it, and it's a really nice gesture. So not a lot we could film on the little KA. I think we've all established when we are fitting a car back up, it's hard to do, especially when you're inside the car, like the interior, doing that side of it. Sorry guys, Chris, I will get you to just pause there. Is that all right? Sorry, mate. When you're fitting up the inside of a car, you will see earlier, Chris was in there, very, very small, very hard to film, and really not a lot to see at all. So I can only apologise that we didn't get a bit in depth there, but again, there's nothing that you could actually see. And the quarter panel video was really good, but fitting it up, a backlight, 2 bolts, back bumper, 4 bolts, 6 bolts, it's just really not a lot to show. So hopefully you did get a gist of what we was up to there. So £475 that car cost out of Copart, and I think that was really, really cheap for that little car. Of course, you do get the fees with Copart. So with the fees, it was £648 out the door. Collection, we always put a little bit on here for my truck and a bit of time, £40. It is a good 40-minute drive for me. The back beam, the bumper, the splash and the crash bar for the back was £130. The quarter panel, so I went and picked up that white parts car, and Mark at Kent Autos, of course, lets us bring them round here, cut off what we need, and then drop them back to him. And he charged us 50 quid for the quarter. It's not something that he normally sells. They normally go out with the car when they scrap them. Brake pipe, we had to buy a roll of that. We've still got probably well over 3/4 of it, but the total price for the brake pipe was £10. Wheel refurb, £50. Petrol that I put in it earlier, gonna call me a bit tight, but I thought I'd get away with putting £10 in it. It turned the light off for about a minute. The window removal and refit. You guys know that we use Liam, and he's a subscriber and a follower of the channel. He charged us a tenner to whip it out and a tenner to whip it in, so fit it in rather. So £20 there. MOT, £40. Little valet I just had done, £20. Paint aerosol can from Jerry's. I'll put a link in one of the previous videos for that. That was £16. The paint shop, again, looked after us, £300. So we got a total £1,334 for that little car. It could be £50 more. You know, it is going to be £50 more because we're going to have that other wheel refurbished. So we got a total price of £2,495, giving us a pre-tax, total price of £1,335. I'm going to ask £2,495 for that little car, which gives us a pre-tax profit of £1,161. But it's going to be more like £1,100 because we're going to have that wheel refurbed. So that is going to be the end of the series on the little 4KA. As soon as it is ready to go, guys, I will list it on Instagram. I've got to say that because lately I've had a lot of people saying, can I register my interest on a car? And they're new subscribers, and we don't do it like that. What we do is, as soon as the car's ready, I'll put it on Instagram and say that it's for sale. Reach out and always include your contact number so that I can get back to you. But that is once the car's ready. The BMW, the blue BMW Club Sport, we put the video out and I was inundated with people sending me messages saying, can I show my interest. How do I go about buying it? Soon as that car's ready to go, I'll put it on Instagram for sale. Send me your phone number and say that you'd like to have it. And of course, I'll ring you all back in order. Sorry guys, this has gone on quite a lot, me sitting here chatting, but we've included a few little updates in there and bits and pieces. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks and your chance to buy the cars. Like, subscribe and share. Check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. And we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.